Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel. And today we are going to be looking at a brand new release and a brand new book that hasn't been marketed as much as it deserves to. And that is Reality is Magic by Anson, Chen and the Neat Review. I think this is absolutely incredible, and I think that you need to put this on your radar if you're any mentalist or magician that is looking to make their magic and mentalism more powerful, more impactful, more emotional, and unique, because the routines that you are getting here are very unique, very deceptive, and very good. And I think you are going to want to learn more about this incredible book. Let's roll the intro and get straight into it. Perfect. So you decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about Reality is Magic. So what is Reality is Magic? Is Anson Chen's kind of repertoire. He gives you 13 routines of his repertoire, of his lecture, for you to dissect, to learn from, and to use. But he also gives you some very poignant essays and interesting essays about how to approach magic, how to approach your craft and your art, scripting, and a lot of different things that are very, very good. They're very thorough and thought of kind of, how to say this, insights into how to make yourself more than what you are in your craft. I think that's the best way to put it. So now that you kind of know the gist of what it is, what exactly is the content of Reality is Magic? And as all my reviews, I will always unpack the entire book for you and tell you everything that you need, as well as, since you know, if you do watch my reviews, I always put my favorite routines with sticky notes so that whenever I want to look at one, I always have it handy. But I am going to open this up here and tell you the contents of the actual book. So what you are going to be getting here is this. So the first thing that you're going to be getting is just his thoughts on Reality is Magic. So his kind of thought process of what this means to him and what it should mean to you. It also has an opening by Luc Germain, which is absolutely great, that discusses this topic as well. Then you're going to get one of the best routines, I think, in my opinion, having seen this live and the power this has live, and having performed it afterwards also, and seeing the reaction that people have. This is one of the most beautiful mentalism routines or magic routines that I've seen in a very long time. It is called Wish Stone. You essentially have someone think of a wish, you light a piece of paper on fire, the piece of paper floats up in the air in a most impossible way, and it leaves kind of like pixie dust floating in the air. You pick up the pixie dust in your empty hand, you close your fist, you blow, you ask them to open up their hand, and as you drop it, there could be a crystal, a drop of something if you want, like water, it could be a flower, anything that you want is going to drop in their hand. It's beautiful, it's magical, and when I saw this routine live, I really felt magic. You don't usually feel magic, but that is a moment where I felt magic, and I think this entire book is worth it just for that routine. It's the simplest routine out of the entire book. It's the simplest routine you've probably ever seen, but is one of the most impactful because of its construction. So I fully recommend you look at that. Then he's going to talk to you about fake magic and real magic, how to distinguish between each other, and where you should position yourself as a performer. Then you're going to learn a routine. There's going to be two other essays, one about abracadabra and one about the blind spot, which are also very interesting to learn. Then you're going to also learn some dual reality. So he's going to talk about dual reality and how that plays, in play, and how he uses it and how you should use it as well. Then you're going to learn kind of similar out of this world-ish plot. He calls it Out of Hong Kong. It's interesting as well. Then you're going to learn the mentalist dilemma, which is another essay that's very interesting. Then you're going to learn my second favorite routine of the entire project. It's called Thought Crime. You're essentially going to be able to do a free will plot, but then at the end of the free will plot, as the prediction, inside the object that you predicted that they were going to choose is a prediction of a randomly thought of word that was named even before anything happened, which is very interesting. The construction of that routine is a chef's kiss. I love it. And it uses a prop that all of us use for playing cards, but we never actually use for mentalism. So the fact he uses it for something else just shows you how good his thinking is. So you're going to learn that as well. Then you're going to learn a thought of card transposition, which is absolutely great. where you're going to have essentially someone think of a card and it's going to move from their hand to your hand in a blink of an eye without them even saying it, and you're actually going to be able to reveal the card as well without them ever saying it. You're also going to learn a coin effect, where you're going to make a coin constantly disappear and appear on a specter's hand and then under their watch. Then he's going to continue his mentalist dilemma and explain to you, his thoughts behind that and continue. Then you're also going to get my third favorite routine of this entire book. It's called Cactus. It's a stage piece where you're going to have people name different things, and at the end you're going to have a prediction. The prediction is going to apparently go wrong, but then in an impossible twist is going to be right from the start. It's incredible. This also, I've seen it live, and seeing him perform this live really just makes you feel as an audience member how good this actually is. Even if you're a magician, as an audience member, I could see, because I was called up on stage for this routine, and the whole audience was magicians. Everyone in the audience felt that it went wrong. I don't think there's a single person that doubted this was the classic magician, the trick went wrong. It was so genuine and so good that it was incredible. So I fully recommend that. Then you're going to learn a serial number reveal, which is also very, very good. It's an incredible way to do a serial number reveal. Then you're also going to learn a routine with a coin, where two random coins are going to be imagined, a chocolate coin and a silver coin. The silver coin is going to appear in your hand, and the chocolate coin in the spectator's pocket. Yes, in the spectator's pocket. Then you're also going to be learning a few other routines, such as a Phoenix, which is this one, let me just tell you exactly what it is, because I want to give it, I want to give it credit because it's very, very good. You're essentially going, so where is it? Right here, I think it is, because I just want to tell you the headline of this, so you imagine how impossible this is. A signed card is placed inside an envelope. The envelope is burnt, and the side card reappears inside a brand new sealed deck of cards. I'll repeat it. A signed card is placed inside an envelope, the envelope is burnt, and the signed card reappears inside of a brand new sealed deck of cards. This you're going to be able to do with minimal sleight of hand and no devices. You're not going to need things like the extractor, anything like that. When you're going to learn the method, it is just so simple. It's just devious, okay? It's just honestly devious how easy it is, and it's just very, 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 very good. Then, two other things that you're going to learn. You're going to learn a way to utilize Patrick Kuhn's Timeless app in a very interesting way, and then you're also going to learn how to do an impromptu kind of lockbox reveal, where you're going to show someone a lock with a prediction. They then name anything, you rip the paper from the lock that's been there in front of the whole time, and it reveals exactly their thoughts. So that's everything that you're going to learn within this, as well as some few other card effects. I've not mentioned everything, but you get the idea. There's so much good material here that you're going to be learning. So now that I've kind of plummeted you into all this information about this book, let's talk about essentially where do you buy this, how much does it cost, and what do you get? So you can buy this from Vanishing Ink. I believe it is the only store that is selling the book. It will set you back $59.99, or you can buy this directly from Anson himself. That's what I did. I bought it directly from him. I was at his lecture. It was one of the best lectures I think I've ever attended in my life, honestly, and that's not even sugarcoating it or recency bias. It was one of the most magical lectures I've ever seen, and the material is killer. Some of it is in the book as well, and it's just chef's kiss. It was great, so I bought it directly from him, but if not, you can buy it from Vanishing Ink. It will set you, as I said, it will set you back $50 or 75 Canadian, so 60 US or 75-ish Canadian. And what you get is this beautiful book. This is published by the Knit Review, so it's hardcover, beautiful. The pages are glossy. Everything is well written. Everything is just so, so good. So the book quality is incredible, and you get all of those routines included with that. So now that we've unpacked all of that, let's go quickly through the rest of the review, because there's not much more to say once that you know the routines. So what is the difficulty? The difficulty of this book is definitely not beginner. I would say intermediate to advanced. Most of the material here is intermediate, but there's some of this material which is a bit harder and much harder than most of the things you probably already do. So those are going to require practice and boldness in order to perform them. They're not easy effects, so you're going to have to practice some of these, because they use methods that are either very bold or sleight of hand or methods that you've probably not learned already that you're going to have to put the practice in, okay? But most of the material is intermediate and within the grasp of anyone that's been in magic for quite some time, okay? Now let's talk about practicality. So most of this material can be done with no to little props, okay? With none to little props, but some of them will require you to carry around some little nicks and knacks here and there. So for example, you're gonna have, for some of them, you're gonna need a quiver wallet. For some of them, you're gonna need a Carta wallet. For some of them, like the Wishstone prediction where the dust is going to clear in the air and you're gonna produce a crystal, you're gonna need those with you as well. For some of them that need a deck of cards, you're gonna need your deck of cards. But none of these require extensively big props that you're gonna need to carry, you know, a case with you. They're mostly all everyday carries, except for the cactus prediction, which is, you know, the stage effect of this book. Most of everything here is going to fit in a pocket or into your wallet or into your phone case or in things you already use every day anyway. The angles of the routines are from 180 to 360. Most of the routines can be done standing up or at a table. The material is repeatable depending what it is. You can repeat the effects if you want. The resets are relatively easy as well. But I would say that most of these effects are not walk around effects. Some of them are, but the majority of them are not effects that you're going to want to do, you know, from table to table to table to table to table, are effects that are maybe for a special crowd, for a stage crowd, or for a special show. These are not, most of these are not, you know, restaurant workers or wedding type effects. These are more catered, highly developed effects for specific occasions. But that's not to say that some of these material is you're not able to do it from table to table. You definitely are. A lot of this material can be used for that if you're that type of mentalist and magician. Now let's talk, since we've already segued into it, where do you perform? So these effects are specifically designed, in my opinion, for the biggest kind of reaction in a Magic Castle type setting. You know, a small parlor setting or a cabaret setting like that. This material would absolutely slay. But that's not to say that it would not work in, you know, close-up scenarios, depending what it is. You're not going to do something like Wishstone at every single table. You're not going to be doing Cactus, which is the huge stage prediction on a table hopping environment, right? But some of the routines you can, like the coin travel, you can do. Some of the card magic here, you can definitely do. The lock prediction with the thought of word, you can do from table to table. The thought crime one, which is one of my favorites in the entire book, which is, you know, doing a free will plot and then a prediction inside the chosen item in the free will plot, is exceptional and can be done table hopping as well. So now that we've said all of this, what am I giving reality is, let's not get carried away. What are the positives and negatives of reality is magic? First, let's start out with the negatives. There is basically not many negatives. The only possible negative that I have is that if you've not been in magic for very long, the book may be a bit hard for you, and also you may not own all of the things required for you to be able to do these effects. Personally, you know, I've been in magic for quite some time, and I've already owned all of the props here. So when he tells you, oh, for this use a quiver wallet, it's not like I have to go buy a quiver wallet. I already own a quiver wallet. So if you're new, you're going to have to make some purchases in order to do some of the routines. But most of this material, I think people already have. But it is important to note that the book is 60. So if you do not own a lot of main magician props like a Carta wallet or a quiver wallet or a switch device or anything like that, you will have to invest in that in order to be able to do some of these effects. Okay? But in terms of the positives, one, the book is brilliant. The design of the book is incredible. It's really well written. It's beautiful. The routines are incredible. They're long-lasting kind of powerhouse routines. Just the Wishstone routine, I think that the magic you're going to give your specters is going to justify the price of this alone. The essays are incredible. The thinking behind this is very, very good. And it's just going to spark you into becoming a better magician and mentalist, I feel, after reading this book. It is truly something that I think you should own if you're serious about the craft. So having said that, would I recommend the book? And what do I give it out of 10? Would I recommend Reality is Magic? I think it is pretty self-explanatory that my answer is yes. I think anyone that's serious about this should buy this book and learn some of this material because I think it is exceptional. And what do I give it out of 10? I'm giving Reality is Magic a 10. It is honestly phenomenal. A lot of people always ask me, what's your favorite magic book? What's your favorite magic book? What's your favorite recent magic book? This is one of my favorite magic books that I've ever purchased. It is that good. That's all I have to say. So thank you everyone for watching. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If not, I'll see you all in my next review. Have a great one. and bye-bye.